Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So I would like to show you how to make this box that mimics a suitcase. So it just needs some cardstock and some scoring tools, your scissors and glue, and we are good to go. So you will need to create this 2 sheets of 10 by 8.5 pieces of paper. If you want to add panels, you will need 2 7 1/4 by 5 3/4, and a third one if you want to add the panel on the top. For your inside panel also, you will need 7 1/4 by 1 for the spine, and then we have 7 by 1 for your handle. We have 12 by 1/2 inch for your straps, and then this is 1/2 inch by 2 for your latches for your suitcase. So it sounds like a lot, but once we start putting it together, trust me, it's not that big of a deal. So we will start with the 8.5 by 10. So you're going to take one of those and you are going to score on all 4 sides 1 1/4. So all 4 sides is pretty much like making a box. So once you start detailing it, it will start to look like a suitcase. So 1 1/4 on all 4 sides. And I'm sorry if you guys hear my puppy, she is drinking water. So if you hear a weird sound, that's her, she's thirsty. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other. Doesn't matter where you start, just make sure you do 1 1/4 because you're going to do all 4 sides. Okay, one more side to go. All right, so I want to go ahead and score everything so we can get that out the way. So for your handle, which is 7 inches by 1, you would just score at 1 inch, flip it around and score at 1 inch again. Okay, and I've already done that. And then I believe that is all of the scoring that we need. So I'm going to remove this out my way, and then we will go ahead and start to cut our box. So let's go ahead and we are going to cut, starting at this score line, we are going to cut just like we're making a box on all 4 sides. So just cut near your score line and then on the end. So just like you're making a box. And then the next one we're gonna do like partially a box, but we're gonna have to cut a little more paper. Okay, so that's that one. And then what we can go ahead and do is go ahead and fold our score lines and burnish. Now you could do this first if you like. If you want to score it first and then cut it, that's fine. And I'm using a 65-pound weight cardstock. You can take that up depending on what you want to put in your box. So you just decide what works best for you. And then we will move on to the other 10 by 8.5. So for this one, we're going to do the same thing on one side. We're going to make it like we're cutting a box at one end only. The other side, we are actually going to cut out. We're actually going to cut out the squares. Okay. And then we're going to flip this over and we are going to cut out the squares. So right at the corner, you cut out the squares. And you can use a double-sided paper, but since I'm going to line mine with the panels, I didn't do that. I didn't have to worry about that. So then, of course, fold and burnish. And then, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put the box together. So you have the one where you have all four sides and you have the one where you cut off the ends. So how we're going to do that is we are going to connect the two. Okay, so I'm just showing you before I glue it. So you will connect the two. Okay, and we're going to do something like this. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take the one that has all of the edges and we're going to just go ahead and assemble this like a box. So that means your tabs, you're going to put some adhesive on your tabs and you're going to connect your tabs. So just like if you're making a box or an envelope, I'm just going to hold that for a few. So just do that on all four sides. This will be the easier way. Don't want to make this complicated. So I'm just going to hold those for a minute or a few seconds. And then I'm going to go to the other side and use, I'm just doing this for the video, but make sure you use a decent glue or tape pen. If you have a tape, such as the tape pen, such as Crafter's Companion tape pen, that is perfect for these little boxes. If not, make sure you use a strong glue. Now, I'm not using a lot because this is just for the video purpose. However, if I was giving this out or using this, I would definitely put more adhesive. Okay, so then now we're going to push that to the side, and then here we have the same thing. So on the two edges where we are to make it like a box, you want to go ahead and glue those pieces together. The other end, we cut out the two squares, so we're not going to be able to make that like a box. So just adhere these two, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so once we do that, we are now going to have to do something with this. So this is going to be our connector. Okay, so you see how it is? So we're going to put adhesive all over the back of this part. And like I said, I'm not giving this out, but you be generous with your adhesive. And then we're going to, doesn't matter which side, you're just going to go ahead, slide that in. And you want to lay your box flat so you can secure it. So if you can see what I'm doing, I'm just pressing down on that area to get the glue in. Okay, so as you can see, this looks like a box. So that's what I said, was like a box, but we're going to make it look like a suitcase. So now what we're going to do is take our, remember we had the panels, so you can go ahead and get that glued down. So I'm just gonna, well, this is in the way, I'm just gonna put some adhesive on the panels. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in. So just get it in, and you'll do the same to the other side. And just be careful if you want to go ahead and bend this back, just make sure your paper is stuck there. So I'm just going to do the same thing. And put my panel on this side. And just line it up wherever you want it. And then we also have a panel that we cut. This was, I believe, the 7x1 for the spine here. The panels are optional. I just wanted to make it look like the lining in the suitcase, so that's why I went ahead and did that. So then you would just put that in the middle, and then you now have, okay, so then it'll close like this. So now we need to work on the outside. If I was not going to put a panel, then I wouldn't worry about the outside. I'll just go ahead and attach my my straps. But I'm going to go ahead, since I do want to put a panel on the front. And it's the same measurements as the inside panels. You can customize that or change it to whatever side you like. Okay, let me put that on. And then now I'm going to go ahead and work on the straps. So for the straps, our box opens here. You could choose whichever way you want them to go. I'm going to go ahead and start back here, and then the straps will come over this way. Or you could do it vice versa. You just want it to go on the side where you can keep the box closed. So super easy. All you're going to do is just glue that down on the near the end. So you want to put your adhesive maybe halfway to start, and then we're going to get close to the end, not all the way but close to the end, and we're going to just push that down. And what we're going to do now is naturally we'll let it bend, and then we'll put, remember the little 2-inch, we're going to glue that here. So you're only going to put glue on the ends of this. Now you don't have to do this. You can use oh, what I wanted to tell you, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, was to take like your bone folder or something and just give it a little burnish. That way it sticks up. So what you wanted to do is take your, you can use magnets or Velcro, and then this will go in there. Okay, if it doesn't go down far enough, then just move it up. So I'm going to put some more glue because that was drying as I was using my little scoring tool. So I'm just going to move it up some. And like I said, you can use magnets or whatever. And then you can just give it that natural crease right there. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. So you would just glue halfway to start, halfway glue, sorry, I can't get that out. Glue halfway up the strap to start. Okay, and then we just bring it over again like we did the first one, and then you can put your other little strap, but this time let me go ahead and score that out. And remember, only on the ends. And just try to line it up with the other one. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry about that. And remember, you can dress this up. I mean, use beads and rhinestones and all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold this down because this doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm just gonna hold this for a second. So then after this, we are going to go ahead and put our handle on, which is the last piece. Now, hopefully this stays. So for the handle, we are going to, there are 2 score lines. So you want to go ahead and fold your score lines. Remember, there were 2 on the end, scored at, I believe, 1 inch. And then you want to kind of take your scoring tool or your bone folder and just give it a like a curl, but only towards to the score. So you would just take your handle and just put glue on the ends of it and then just place it down. And you have your cute little suitcase box. So now we need to go ahead and decorate it. So I'm going to decorate it and then I'll be right back. All right, so I just quickly decorated this. So this is the finished box, and I just added some little hearts, little message there, and I added the little stones to make it look like the bell. So you just open it up and there we go. So you can fill this with whatever fits. This box is approximately, I did some measurements before I came up with these measurements, I believe. So it's like a 6 by 7.5. So a nice size. So fit some nice things in there. And then I have 2 more I would like to show you that I made. And I made this one. And on this one, I didn't put any of the straps. So you can just pretty much do this however you like. So it's just open it and there we go. So same thing, just the decoration is different. And like I said, I didn't put any of the straps. So use your imagination. You can put little buckles, whatever works. We just want to make it look like a suitcase. And then I have one more to show you. This one here. So this one I didn't put any of the straps either. And I just, you know, made it look nice, like how I want my suitcase to look. So on the corners as well, you can put corners. So just like a real suitcase, you can put your corners there. And like I said, I didn't put any of the straps. This one, I have it where the box goes in, but I didn't like this paper, and I noticed when I pushed the box inward, it got a little bent. So I don't know if it's this paper. Like I have this black paper. You may have heard me on other videos. I do not like this black paper. I'm just trying to use it up, but it bends up a lot. So, but that's the inside. And this one, I pushed the box inside, so it bends a little. So I don't think that's probably the better thing to do, even though it fits nice, but I don't want it bent. So these are my 3 little creations for this video. So I hope you guys like them. I hope you guys are inspired. And I thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys do decide to try this. As you can see, it was not difficult at all. It was just pretty much assembling a box, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, one more thing is I have another way that I'm going to show you how to make this, where you're actually going to be able to, you know how the suitcase has 2 actual boxes like this. So if I show you this way, so I'm going to do a video where I show you where it's two boxes, and we're going to connect it with a hinge. So it's pretty easy, okay? But just wanted to show you this one first. So stay tuned for that video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.